Once, a child came to visit his grandfather during his summer holidays. He used to play with his grandpa all the time. One day, he said to his grandpa, "When I grow up, I want to become a successful man. Can you tell me some ways to be successful?" His grandfather nodded and took the boy with him to a nearby nursery. From the nursery, his grandpa bought 2 small plants and came back home. Then, he planted one plant in a pot and kept it inside the house, while the other was planted outside. "What do you think? Which of these 2 plants will grow better in the future?" his grandfather asked. The boy thought for some time and then said, "The plant inside the house will grow better because it is safe from every danger, while the plant outside is at risk of many things like strong sunlight, storms, and animals." His grandfather smiled and said, "Let's see what happens in the future." After that, the boy left with his parents. 4 years later, the boy came to visit his grandfather again. As soon as he saw his grandpa, he said, "Grandpa, last time I asked you some ways to be successful, but you did not tell me anything. This time, you have to tell me." His grandfather smiled and said, "Sure, but first, let's take a look at the plants we bought a few years back." Saying this, his grandfather took the boy to the place where he had planted the small plant in a pot. They saw that the plant had grown, but it was still small. Then, he took the boy to look at the plant they had planted outside. There they saw a huge tree standing tall, its branches spread far and wide, providing shade to passers-by. His grandfather looked at the boy and asked, "Tell me, which plant grew more? Which one is more successful?" The boy replied, "The one we planted outside." Then he asked, "But Grandpa, how is this possible? That plant must have faced so many dangers, yet it grew so big." His grandfather smiled and said, "Yes, the plant outside had to face many challenges, but dealing with problems had its benefits too. The plant outside had the freedom to spread its roots as much as it wanted. Problems like storms made its roots stronger. Today, it is so strong that a small storm cannot cause any harm to it. Son, what I am about to tell you, always remember. If you always make comfortable choices, you will not be able to grow as much as you can if you are ready to face the world despite all its dangers. If you are willing to embrace challenges, then no goal is impossible for you to achieve. Never think of problems as hurdles. Think of them as steps toward success." The boy took a deep breath, stared at the tree, and understood his grandpa's words. The obstacles we consider enemies in life are the same obstacles that make us stronger and more successful. Similarly, life is like a great adventure, filled with twists and turns that might seem like obstacles blocking our path. But guess what? These obstacles are like puzzles waiting to be solved. Just think about when you play a game. The fun part is figuring out how to overcome challenges. Life works the same way. Each hurdle you face is a chance to learn